A sudden spike in user traffic hits your application, the hardware overloads, and the entire server shuts down. To prevent that, you have to test your limits before your users do. We are going to build an HTTP load test, run it through the command line interface, and generate a clean HTML dashboard to read the results. Step 1. Confirm you have Java installed on your machine and Apache JMeter extracted directly to your C drive. Navigate to the JMeter bin folder. If you are on Windows, make sure file name extensions are visible so you can locate the exact execution file. Run jmeter.bat. A command prompt window will pop up behind the main graphical interface. Read the warning. Do not close this black window. It is the engine running your workspace. If you close the command prompt, the entire application crashes. We are using the graphical interface right now purely as a design canvas. Once the test is built, we have to abandon the GUI for the actual execution. To build the test, right-click your test plan and add a thread group. This acts as the container for your simulated virtual users. Dropping 10 users onto a server at the exact same millisecond is a fixed load. To simulate realistic human traffic, we use a ramp-up load. Spacing the entry of those 10 users over 20 seconds prevents an artificial server shock. Inside that thread group, add an HTTP request sampler. Set the target URL to wikipedia.org. Note a quick quirk of the interface. You must click outside of the text entry box to actually commit your URL changes. Next, add a View Results Tree Listener to the thread group so we can monitor the incoming responses. Click the green Run button for a low-impact debug test. Look for the green check marks in the listener tree. That confirms your connection works. The configuration is sound. But if we scaled this to thousands of users right now, the graphical interface would exhaust your own CPU before it ever managed to stress the target server. Before we move to the command line, we have to fix a default setting. Running consecutive tests triggers a pop-up warning asking to overwrite previous results. That manual prompt interrupts automated testing. Close the JMeter GUI completely and go back to the bin folder in your file explorer. Locate the jmeter.properties file and open it using Notepad. Use the search function to find the specific line dictating the result collector's file existence behavior. Change the value at the end of that string from ask to delete. Save the file and close Notepad. By forcing JMeter to automatically delete the old result files, you clear the final roadblock for a completely hands-free execution. Open a fresh command prompt window directly inside your JMeter bin folder. Without the GUI consuming your memory, your hardware is now fully dedicated to simulating heavy traffic. We will use this exact syntax to run the test and generate the HTML report simultaneously. First, -n initiates non-GUI mode, and -t points the system to your saved test plan file. Next, -l tells the system to log the raw data into a CSV file. Finally, -e and -o command it to export that data into a visual HTML report. Check your output destination. The target folder for the HTML report must be entirely empty, otherwise the execution will abort immediately. Press Enter. Let the test run until you see the tidying up message on the screen. By bypassing the graphical interface, you have maximized your local hardware and subjected the target server to a clean, accurate stress test. Open your destination folder, find the index.html file, and open it in your web browser. This is the generated Apache JMeter HTML dashboard displaying the results of the load test. Locate the throughput metric. This number shows the total amount of transactions the server managed to process every second. Next, check latency. Latency specifically measures the wait time to receive the very first byte of data from the server. This isolates the initial network delay from the total time it takes to load the full page. You have your baseline performance data, but sending the same static Wikipedia request 100 times does not reflect how actual human users navigate a site. You now know how to build a test and execute it from the command line. Next, we will use CSV dataset configs to inject dynamic variables, forcing the server to process complex, unpredictable traffic.